Sundays that she can. So please, let's make her feel welcome. Let's bring her back, our beloved Reverend Libby.
Take a deep breath with me, would you? Well, I'm here to celebrate. I haven't been with you for 7 years. And it's like the blink of an eye. Think of everything we've been through, all of us, in the last 7 years. There have been volcanoes. There have been fires. There's been all kinds of personal things. I've had cancer. You've probably had whatever you've had, which is probably just the same. Yeah, I've seen some. And you know what? We're still here. We're still here. Stronger, clearer, more centered. So what are we doing here? What's the point of all this? Well, it's to have fun and have some gatherings together, yes. But there's something profound happening on our planet today. And that's why we're here. That's what you're doing. You're not having your butt in that seat just for the heck of it. You're here because you want to be alive in this time and part of this shift on the planet. And you're doing what you can. Oh, and how blessed we are to get to be part of this. I know there are lots of times in the last 7 years I've looked out at the world and said, what the hell am I doing here? And I meant it. This isn't what I was born for. This isn't the world I want to live in. It looks like it's going down the tubes. Sorry to get so emotional. But then, you know, I'm reminded a portal into the sacred and that entrance into the divine, which is beyond any manifestation, which is beyond all appearance, which is beyond anything that is in the realm of form. And when I get centered in that again, oh, that's why I'm here. I forgot. And it was pretty brutal for a few minutes there, or hours, or weeks, or years. So that's why we're here. And collectively, we're more powerful than individually. This has been foretold by every great sage. And our great sage, the one that culturally we most recognize, said where two or more are gathered. That's why we're here, and that's why we come together. That's why we are in this center. That's why we are doing our daily practice still. Still. And even if your daily practice this week is just getting out of bed. I mean, God bless us. Some days that's it. You know, and if we can look out at the dawn or at the sunset and give thanks, that's beautiful too. But we live here on sacred ground. Did you feel that when you arrived here for the first time? Almost like you wanted to get off the plane and get down and kiss the ground? Because this is sacred ground? What grace that we get to live on sacred ground. And so instead of us choosing to go into our old victim story, we have an opportunity to praise and raise that sacred field of energy that's right here. We can tap into it right now, and I want you to know this is the time to do it. This is now. This is what we're here for. So what I was going to talk about this morning was portals into the sacred. But what I walked into when I walked in this morning was a sacred portal into love. Into love. So I love you. Individually, collectively. And I know you love each other. And there's more. We get to extend this. We get to live this. And so I'm going to just cut to the chase with all the rest of my talk and get to the part that really sings in my heart. Well, I was gone for 7 years. I got into a couple of spiritualities that I had never been part of before. I got into Kashmiri Shaivism. This is the worship of Shiva, and especially in the non-dual form. And it rang my chimes. Oh, is that stuff good? Because when I got into science of mind, I had already experienced some heights of realization. But I didn't know how to live. I didn't have a clue how to get a job, what to do with my life, how to run a relationship. I was a mess. So how do you take that and ground that? And I learned in science of mind through that great sage Ernest Holmes some incredible tools, which I'm still working on. And it was so powerful how our word manifests, how our attention creates, that I was like, wait a minute. This has got to be backed up in ancient scriptures, because Ernest Holmes wasn't the only one who had this awareness. So I know somewhere in India, which is kind of like my spiritual home, somewhere there's got to be something that talks about this. I found it. I found it. Soham. Shiva Soham. I am that source itself. And I speak my word, and it is so. Clearly stated. Clearly stated in the Shiva Sutras. Ancient stuff. So, that being so, here's the tip on how to practice that. So just take a deep breath, and I'm going to invite you to touch your heart for a moment. I know it's hokey. Let's just be hokey together. And just touch in. I am that sacred source. I am one with that. No matter how limited and separated I think I am, my head is full of baloney. Deep down, I'm one with this source. And so I bring that up. I'm going to invite you to breathe that through your toes. Just feel it come up inside you. And in your heart is a sacred shrine. It's called the Cave of the Heart. And we go into this heart of ours. And everything we experience now is an offering to that divine self. So when you see someone you love, it's an offering to your own divine self, to that awareness of the pure beauty of source within you. When you eat a yummy, gooey, delicious something, it's an offering to that divine source. When you're having sex, it's an offering to that divine source. When you are listening to exquisite music, when you're watching TV and you're binging on Netflix, it's an offering to that divine source. And now, every moment is sacred. Every moment. Every moment is consecrated in the gift that it is, and it's offered back to the source itself. And so if we practice this in our daily walk, it takes the strain and that old story of the mundane out of it. And suddenly, we'll have a moment. Might be when you're having coffee. Might be when you're taking a shower. Where suddenly we feel and sense and know that the entire universe is alive with presence. With presence. And that presence is speaking to us and intimately loving us, is aware of us and responding. Exquisite. Exquisite moments. Then when we come together in community, a group of aware, awake, celebrating humans, we're creating a field of energy that makes all things possible through that source itself. So now we ask ourselves, what's the life we want to live? What's the world we want to inhabit? Let me be that. Let me be that right now. If I want to live in peace, I want to live in love, I want to live in sacred awareness, let me make that my practice. Let me make the ends my means. I'm living it. I'm walking in it. I'm talking in it. I'm hugging in it. I'm having lunch in it. I'm never outside that. And you're never outside that. And we never have to step outside that again. We let that old dream of the old world go. And we praise it because it was a birthing channel, and we've arrived. So I'm going to invite you to say that with me. It's a great saying of Thich Nhat Hanh's. I've arrived. How many of us have been waiting for that light to go off, for the enlightenment experience, or for the deep love to take us over? Just say to yourself, the waiting's over. I've arrived. And so here we are today, sharing this together, being in the presence together, celebrating together. What are we creating together? Heaven on earth. It's been foretold, and it's right here. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes again, and let's take this into our heart, into our soul, and let's ground it. So I'm going to invite you to flex your feet for a few minutes, get them on the floor, feel that floor energy, allow that Mama Ina, let that beautiful flow of divine energy come up into your body. Rise it up into your pelvis, up into your heart, up into your throat, out the top of your head, and circulating around you in this beautiful glowing bubble. This is your sacred portal. And breathe in that and know that all is well. All is well right here, right now. And let yourself dream a little. What is the desire of your heart inside this beautiful portal of the sacred? Where would you like to go? What would you like to experience? How do you want your life to be? Breathe that in and see it and taste it and know it and feel it. Affirm it. And let every sound coming from the outer world affirm it with us, that all is well. And I am fully sourced and one with the divine. And I have entrance into the sacred at every moment. So breathe that in again, anchoring your energy down into your belly. And adding a prayer for anyone that you can think of that needs or you would like to give a special blessing to this morning. Just send that and extend it. knowing that your word has power, your thoughts have power, your heart has power. So I'd like you to take another deep breath and finish this prayer, this meditation with me by saying, "And so it is."